Hey there, VCE HHD students. My name's Andy. I'm a VC Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video, we're going to look at common terms and phrases in HHD assessments. This is relevant across units 1 to 4 HHD for the 2025 plus HHD study design. If you don't already, there's lots of ways you can engage with the Health Resources Hub. If you're on YouTube at the moment, you can subscribe at the button in the bottom corner of the video there to our YouTube channel, and you'll get alerts to all of our new videos coming out across the year. We've also got our website, thehrh.net.au, where there's lots of opportunities for students and teachers. You can head there and check out what's going on at the moment. Also, we've got our Instagram and TikTok and Facebook pages, so you can follow us there and get alerts to our new videos and other opportunities, and also our email, info@thehrh.net.au, if you've got any questions or you'd like to request any videos. Okay, so in this video here, we're looking at some common terms and phrases that can pop up in HHD assessments. And so this is really important not only to look out for these terms and phrases, obviously, when you're looking at HHD questions, but also command terms, and we'll do some more videos on command terms shortly, and also obviously the mark allocation as well. But what we're going to just focus on today are these common terms and phrases and what they mean and what it means for your responses or your answers. So the first one there is looking out for the term health and well-being. So depending once again, okay, on the context of the question and the mark allocation, this means you should be referring to one or more dimensions of health and well-being. Okay, so physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, or social as part of your answer, and referring to specific examples of those. And so you can go back and look at our previous videos on the dimensions and some of the different examples you can include as part of your answers to those questions. Next one there is health status. So looking out for that term in a question, and that means you should be referring to one or more health status indicators as part of your answer. So those are things like life expectancy or incidence or prevalence. You can also see underneath that is the term burden of disease. So burden of disease is obviously a health status indicator. So you could use this as part of a reference to health status if that was in a question. But you could also be asked specifically about how something could impact potentially on burden of disease. And so remember, the burden of disease is made up of disability adjusted life years or measured with those, and that's made up of the formula of YLL plus YLD. So referencing, okay, one or more of YLL, YLD, or DALY as part of your answer is a good idea when it comes to burden of disease. We have done a whole video on burden of disease and understanding burden of disease. So if you go back and have a look at that, you can see we go into some more depth and examples in that video. The next one is health outcomes. So across unit 1 to 4, this term health outcomes is referenced quite a bit in the study design and how something might impact on or promote health outcomes. So when you see that term, you can refer to both, okay, or either the health and wellbeing dimensions and health status indicators. And so once again, depending on the mark allocation, you might be referring to one health and wellbeing dimension and one health status indicator, or perhaps two health and wellbeing dimensions or two health status indicators. So it refers to both of these. So you need to make sure that you're at least referring to one of those as part of your answer. And that's the same for the term health. If the question is how something might just promote health or impact on health, okay, once again, health and wellbeing dimensions or health status indicators or both can be included as part of your answer. And then the last one there is referring to the term variations or differences. Now, this comes up quite a bit, okay, across unit 1 to 4, when often part of the course might be referring to a variation in health outcomes or maybe a variation in health status. And that means that as part of your answer, you should be referring to both groups. Okay, so it might mean that in unit 1, you might be talking about a variation or difference in youth health outcomes. So you might be referring to, say, two groups of youth. So one group might have better access to, say, education than another. So you need to be referring to sort of both of those as part of your answer. And then you need to make sure you're stating what the difference is in those health outcomes between these two groups. In unit 3, it might be population groups, or it might be referring to maybe males versus females. And so once again, referring to both groups as part of your answer and then stating what the difference in either the health outcomes or health status is, okay, for those two groups. And so make sure you look out for that term sort of variations or differences because it comes up quite a bit, okay, once again across unit 1 to 4. And it's an important thing, I guess, to look out for as part of a question to make sure you're including that detail as part of your answer. So these are just some of the common terms and phrases in HHD assessments to make sure you're looking out for. And obviously having like a highlighter handy as you're going through and completing assessments and highlighting these terms. And then once you've written your answer, go back and have a look at what you've highlighted and ticking that off to make sure it's included as part of your answer is a good way that you're not sort of missing these in your questions and then in your responses. Okay, hopefully you found that useful. If you're a Unit 3 and 4 student, we have this resource here that I've been able to work on with ACE for the 2025 plus HHD study design. It's a revision questions book that's got 500 plus marks worth of practice questions. And so if you're after some sample questions with sample A plus answers, as well as a full chapter on extended response questions, and also a full trial exam, you can head to book.acevc.com, order a copy, and that'll head out to you in the post. You can also head to our website, thehrh.net.au, where there's other opportunities for HHD students and teachers. Thanks so much.